On February 13, 2012, Sunday Times war correspondent Marie Colvin and photographer Paul Conroy illegally crossed the border from Lebanon into war-ravaged Syria. Their goal? To share the stories of the civilians trapped in Homs, a city under siege and relentless attack from the Syrian army. Only one of them returned home. The new documentary, Under the Wire, tells their story. Take a look.
She was a complete and utter one-off.
One of the greatest war correspondents of her generation.
It's about people.
We're basically in the middle of a firefight.
They phone me up every week on, is everything okay? We'd covered the Arab Spring, it was in full flight. The city of Homs is the next. We had one option. We decided to go in illegally. I can hear Marie breathing and my heart thumping. I looked up and froze. It wasn't war.
What was it?
Slaughter.
Here to tell us more is the director, Chris Martin. Chris, welcome to the program.
Thank you, nice to be here.
Amazing film. What really struck me more than anything was the purpose of bearing witness. Was that your intent?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was, I was filming on a completely different shoot years ago, and I heard that Marie had died. And then I saw a clip that's in the film of Paul making a plea for help. Basically, he was trapped in Homs. And the story just grabbed me, and it was very clear after he wrote the book when he came home that you had to tell the story. We had to tell the story from the first person, as though you were with them. So the whole idea, and I think the whole nature of the film, is that you're with them as they go into this hell, really, and try and tell the world about it. So it's very much I hate to use the word, but I will, immersive. The idea is to take an audience into Homs with them, and I think
you absolutely do, and even from the very beginning of, I won't give everything away, but even the manner in which they get into Homs, you feel like you're with them. So when the audience watches this film, because for me personally, it felt as much, as I said earlier, not just about Marie, but also the kind of journalism that she was known for doing. And is that what you want your audience to really sort of come away with?
Yeah, I mean, the film is set in Syria. I think it could have been set anywhere, frankly. What Marie was known for amongst all of the many war correspondents out in the field, she had this thing about being with the civilians. So when people were back in studio, she always used to say, it's not about the T-52 tanks or this rocket or this strategy. She was just interested in the effect of the war on the people. And she would say, and Paul Conroy says in the film, they would always go and look, where are the women and children hiding? That was their story. And so it is set in Syria, and Homs, which was a pretty horrific place. I mean, it was under horrific siege and attack. But it could have been about anywhere, Marie was in a UN compound in Dili, and there were 1,500 women and children. Everybody left. She stayed. And afterwards, it was under attack from vigilantes. And afterwards, the UN said, if she hadn't have broadcast from there, then those people would almost certainly be dead. I think that's really right at the frontiers of journalism. I mean, they weren't just reporting on what was happening. They were actively intending to sort of help the people that they'd met.
There's a point in the film where Marie is at some sort of award dinner or something, and she says, journalism can make a difference, and it's not all in vain. And I'm wondering, where do you see this documentary fitting into the larger discussion of the importance of journalism, particularly being a war correspondent?
We didn't time the film to come out at the moment.
Yeah.
It just so happens to have come out in this climate when I think journalism is, it's almost, I think it's almost like a defiled profession or occupation, it seems to be. Yourself in this country, it's under direct attack. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I think, when you have a president actually attacking journalists, attacking their credentials to, their credentials to report, they're dangerous times, really. And I think that what's really, really clear is that if you're living in a dictatorship, the first target is the doctors in Syria because they wanted to stop any kind of medical help to anyone who would oppose them. But then it was the journalists. They knew that if they could stop the message, then they would have a big effect on the war. And I think it's probably too comforting to think it only happens in dictatorships. I think it's happening everywhere.
We're almost running out of time, but just since we were on the topic of journalism, I would want to ask, what do you think her impact was on the way that at least we view the people who are living through a violent conflict?
When we set out to look for the archive and to make up this film, a lot of the Syrian people were very jaded. And they said to us, look, we've heard it all before. You know, the Western journalists, they're going to come here and they're going to help and they're going to change things, and nothing ever happened. And then you'd mention Marie Colvin, and it was like, you know, the lights went on, how can we help? And what they said is, they said she and Paul, she lived what we went through. Like, she actually put herself in the same situation that we were in, and she paid the price of her life for it. And I think that, without making her into some kind of heroine, because she wasn't, but I just think that, you know, that raw, you know, the fact that she went in the firing line, really, I think, in order to try and help the people who were in the firing line, I think makes a difference. I really do think it makes a difference. And I think a lot of journalists have said to us, that's why I went into journalism.
All right, well, Chris Martin, I want to thank you so much for creating this film and giving this incredibly intimate and personal view into the last days of one of the most amazing journalists that I've ever followed. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.